Don't fall asleep. Do not fall asleep.
I have too much time to think, and then I overthink what I'm trying to forget. My parents realized I have a personality.
My name is Robert Howard. I grew up in a small barn house on the border between Pennsylvania and New Jersey. We didn't farm plants, but instead a variety of animals. I love animals. I had a loving family.
Just me, Pa, and Ma. No neighbors in a 5-mile span, which was relaxing and lonely. Being an only child wasn't too bad, but being homeschooled along with it made me a very unsocial person. I rarely had interaction with people, other than my parents. A pathetic habit, which now I regret. I regret it so much. I went into depressions quite often, secretly cutting myself a few times, contemplating suicide, realizing how unneeded I am, getting over it, and then the cycle would repeat. Repeating was torture. It never stopped. I have too much time to think, and then I overthink what I'm trying to forget. My parents realized I have a personality disorder. It felt much sympathy for me, which I oddly wanted. I guess I yearned for the attention, as brief as it was. Attention is important, after all. One day I woke up and sluggishly walked into the kitchen, where my loving parents whispered, "What's happening? Why are they whispering? Are they going to send me away? Does that mean they don't trust me?" I thought they loved me. What if I died? Would they even care? If I cry, will they keep me out of pity? Why the fuck was I even born? This is an example of my paranoia, overthinking everything. They both smiled at me and sinked and held out a box with holes in it. They appeared excited and proud of themselves. I'd never seen them this way. The happiness actually rubbed off onto me for once. I couldn't help but laugh at the sweetness of the situation. I gently opened the box and peered inside. My heart sunk. The curious eyes of a puppy met with mine. And not just any kind of puppy. My favorite, a husky. A tear dropped from my eye. This was a tear of pure joy. How stupid am I to think my parents would actually send me away? How stupid I am to think my parents would actually send me away. They got me a fucking puppy. That's like the opposite. I thanked them plenty and started to bond with the little guy. I called him Damien, since I've always liked that name. He had those husky eyebrows that made him appear angry. His nose was jet black. His fur was a blue-gray hue due to it. His mouth was fucking huge. His ears were perked up and he was always wide-eyed. Those pale eyes. It didn't take me long to notice he was a weird dog. He had an intense stare and would move when he made eye contact. Just stare. Damien was different. I knew we'd get along. He'd slept with me in my room every night, but not in my bed. He always stayed by the window staring outside like the old dog he was. We could relate with each other. Not in many ways because he's a dog and, well, I'm a human, but personality-wise. Season after season, I watched Damien grow. Only in size, though. He got pretty big unnaturally fast. If he stood up, he'd be my height. Pretty
was 5'10". It was freaky because I only had him for about a year at that point. As time passed, things started to change. My parents were completely oblivious to Damien's strangeness. You know how I said he stared at the window all night, at night? Well, he started to just look at me. And each night creeped his way a little more towards the bed. Even by centimeters, he was definitely getting closer. I could tell every time I blinked. It was the first time an animal had creeped me out. I never got this vibe before. Later, he actually jumped onto the bed with me for once and laid his head on my back. It was cute at first. I cuddled him and turned the lights out. A few hours later, I woke up with a wet neck. I wandered through the house in the blackness until I found the bathroom and turned the light on. Damien was behind me. It scared the shit out of me. How silent he was. Then I looked up in the mirror and saw my neck. It was bleeding down my back, staining my white tank top. The crimson color set off flags in my head. Shit! Damien must have done this. Why would he, though? Did he do it out of hatred? Is he gonna kill me if I sleep near him? Am I gonna have to get rid of him? I hope not. I still love him. He must have been confused or something. Is he still behind me? I looked down to see him angrily staring at me, smiling. Wait, what the fuck? I'm seeing shit. That dog did not just smile at me, right? I started to tear up from the very thought of Damien smiling at me. Then I started crying. I don't know what came over me, but I was scared shitless. My neck continued to gush, and the pain settled in. Damien casually walked out of the bathroom into the dark hallway. Mom, Dad! I needed another human around. I needed closure. What, honey? It's 3 a.m., Mom tiredly What, honey? It's 3 a.m., Mom tiredly mumbles from their bedroom. It felt nice to hear her voice, though she sounded miserable. I felt guilty for waking her up. I walked to the bedroom and turned on their lights. Dead, both of them. Blood everywhere. Their necks torn open. Spots of red on every wall. Pure surprise on their final expressions. The horror is unexplainable. They're dead, both my parents. All I have in this fucking world, gone. And that dog, that thing, smiling, angrily smiling, looking right at me. Its teeth are human-like. I've never noticed them before. I just thought it was a simple husky. But now looking at my parent's skin between his teeth and blood dripping off his human smile, I realize I'm dealing with the unknown. I slowly back up, out of its sight, and make my way towards the table with my Polaroid camera. I gotta get a picture of it. I know I'm gonna die either way. I want to die at this point, but I need to warn others. They need to know that what this thing looks like. I turn on the camera, and at the 10-second timer goes by, I turn on the camera, and the 10-second timer goes on by a mistake. 10, 9, 8. I struggle to stop the timer. 7, 6, 5. He splits the front of my throat. 4, 3, 2. I'm dying on the floor, reaching for the camera. 1. It smiles at the flash. It's silent. I can't tell if I was bleeding out on the floor for 5 minutes or 5 hours. It's so dark in this room. It feels like an empty dream. I crawled to the computer. The light made the room a dim blue. No sign of that monster, which was exactly what I didn't want. I wanted the opportunity to kill him. I started writing this to let out a warning to all of you. He's out there. Don't die for a second. I hear his claws against the wood floor now. He's in the doorway. Why does he look so distorted compared to before? Don't forget the picture. Don't forget the picture. Yep, he just spoke. He really just said that. Now I'm rethinking the whole spreading the message thing. His picture is attached to the message. I'm still debating.